Okay. So, hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode. And I am interviewing Mohammed Shakeel, or Shak, as we call him. He tells me off for calling him Mohammed, but that's his actual name. So today we're just going to be hearing a little bit about what Shak's been up to, what his business is doing. So Shak, tell us a bit about you. Like, who are you? What do you do? Tell us about you.
Okay, so my name's Shak, Mohammed Shakeel. I'm 36. I'm from Birmingham. I've been employed at Land Rover for the last 6 years. So I work. So I've got a job where I do shifts, and it's good pay. But my ultimate dream was always to work for myself. So we currently I run my own property business, which was going okay until I met Sarah. And then the other business, myself and my wife work together on, is a cheesecakes business. So yeah, I'm trying to transform myself from somebody that's employed, doing 9 to 5 effectively, to going and working for myself, so I can see my family and go on nice experiences and start enjoying my life.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that. So you said your property business was going okay until you met me. What's happened since you met me?
Okay, so since I've met you, obviously I've had some other issues like health-wise and stuff. So I've come from a place where I was really struggling. But what you've done for me is you've actually given me a kick up the backside, some honest truths, and said, look, this is what you need to do. This is where the direction you need to go in. And you've literally just given me all the tools I've needed, and just basically told me to take some action. And that's what I've done. So where my business has gone in the last 2 weeks, I've probably had 4 or 5 property viewings, whereas in the previous 2 months, I probably only had 4 or 5. And I'm hoping to sign a HMO deal within the next week or 2. So from doing absolutely nothing 3 months ago, I'm now in a position where I will genuinely start making a decent amount from learning off you and incorporating that into my own property business.
Amazing. So we met online due to the 5-day challenge, right? You did the Investor 5-day challenge. What made you join the 5-day challenge? What was it about that?
I think it was a sense of, when you're running a property business, you actually worry about where your next customer is going to come from.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's hard to get yourself out there if you're not experienced enough, which a lot of people who obviously started property initially haven't got the experience. So I think what you did there was actually tell us that investors are just people, and all you need to do is find a way of connecting with them. And if you've got something to offer them, well, you're in the same boat as them, because they want to find somebody who can find them property, and they want to make money. You want to make money, and simple, really. So so you really just made it a simple process as to how to get yourself out there and make yourself look professional. But at the same time, what you're actually doing is getting investors on board to try and sell your deals to, in turn, grow your business, which is what's happened to me.
Amazing. So for those people that don't know, that are watching this, the Investor 5-day challenge, its official name is How to Get Investor Leads from Social Media in 5 days. And Shak was one of 72 people who did the whole week and actually finished the challenge. And of those 72 people, every single person had an investor lead, which is that was my promise, was you would get at least one lead inside of 5 days. How many leads did you get in the 5 days?
Well, I actually got 3 leads on the 5 days. Okay. The 2 of them initially want to spend around about 10 grand with me, and they're looking at rent to rents. So that's 2 of the investors. But the third one, actually, we're talking about a pot of about £400,000. So it's not really about the actual investors, it's the quality of the investors we got.
Yeah.
So obviously 3 may not sound like a big number to some people, but when one of them's got 400 grand, exactly, yeah. So it's enough to sustain the business for both of us, basically. Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Okay, so have you done other trainings with other companies before training with me?
Yes, I have. And to be honest, you said we only met in sort of April, early May. If I'd have met you 6 months earlier, I probably would have saved myself about £12,000. So I've spent money elsewhere, and you live and learn. But now I've finally found you, I won't be spending money with anybody else, because I've got everything I need, really. You do literally just hold us through the entire process of running a business. So amazing. I'm happy. Very happy.
What do you think is the biggest difference in the way that you learned with other people and the way that you learn with me? Is there a difference in the way it's delivered or the content? What is it that's different?
I think it's different in every aspect that you can think of. One, because a lot of people actually try and sell you a dream, whereas you actually show us that you genuinely have come from I wouldn't say nowhere, but you've come from a position where you were, I know you were in debt, etc., but you're now in a position where you're completely financially free, running your own business, making a lot of money. So one thing is you've actually shown us that you can go from somewhere where you're not actually making any money to a complete different business model. And I think the other thing is just the type of person you are. You're ethical, and you've got method in everything that you do. And it's just the business model just works perfectly for me. And I think the biggest thing is your content is really good. You deliver it in a really honest way. And you're just a really easily accessible person. So, you know, if I've got a problem, I know that not only am I paying for a service where I will grow my business, but I'll also learn how to be a good business person, which is probably the best thing. Because I've run businesses in the past and they've not been entirely successful. Whereas this time around, I'm a lot more confident because I'm learning off probably one of the best people out there. And that's just the genuine truth.
I mean, I'll take that. Thank you. That's really nice. Yes, I appreciate that. I think, like, you know, the accessibility for me is one of the big things. You know, there obviously always has to be fair exchange and, you know, I have to eat and things like that. But at the same time, I do believe that if a client has put their trust in me to help them to grow and obviously has invested money in the business and the services that I offer, then being accessible and being able to answer those questions is a really important part of it. I mean, down to the fact, like, you've been to my actual house. You were here, right? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, not everyone offers that to you, do they?
Yeah, I've got nothing to hide, you know. It is what it is. I am who I am. You either like me or you don't like me, and I'm pretty easy with that. But you always get the authentic version of me, and hopefully that will rub off on you guys, because I believe one of the biggest principles of success in business is that you are yourself all of the time, because what will happen is you will attract people that align with your values, and when you've got people that align with your values as your clients, you actually build better, stronger, longer term relationships. And I think that is one of the core principles of success in business. So I'm pleased that that's what you've taken away from it. That's amazing.
There's one other thing which I want to mention is, okay, you make it really accessible. You give us a lot of content, but I think the best thing is that we're working in a bubble with people who are in similar or slightly further ahead of the journey. So when we all get together and obviously learn off each other, there's people in all aspects of their business life. So you can help people that are slightly behind you in the journey, but at the same time, we're learning off people who are a lot further ahead of us as well. So it's a really good little family we've got going here, and I really enjoy working with you. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah. So like what Shaq's talking about here, for those watching, is he did the 5-day challenge. And I also have a community called the Cogito Wealth Strategy Hub, which is like my online access to me every day. So I'm in it every day and answering questions, supporting, growing, all of that sort of stuff. And what Shaq's saying is that it's not just me leading that. Actually, as a community, you guys are all leading each other, which is amazing, because the results are being fast-tracked because there is that support aspect to it as well, which is great. And accountability, I think, as well, right?
Yeah,
all
definitely.
Right, so if I said to you, like, what is your biggest breakthrough that you've had, either personally or in business or in your personal life or whatever, since you started working with me a few months ago?
I think it's the accountability factor, because the thing is it's all well and good being equipped with tools. And obviously you've provided us with many, many different tools, but if you're just going to sit on your backside and do nothing about it, then there's no point having the tools. But the best thing is we've got all the tools in our little box. And if we don't get things done, we do get told that, you know, why have you got all this information and you're not doing with it? So I think the biggest thing for me is I've actually taken action. And just by taking action and knowing that if I don't, I'll get a call from you, has enabled me to go out and really break my comfort zones and just get out there and start talking to people as if I'm a seasoned professional. And really, I'm getting there, yeah, so I'm getting there.
So basically what you're doing is giving me a green light to just continue kicking your ass, like, forever.
Yeah, keep going, I don't care.
I'm in. So
I mean, the more kicks we get, the more money we make.
This is true. This is very, very true. So, okay, cool. In terms of your business where you are now, what are you most excited about in like the next 12 months? Like, what's coming? What are you planning?
Well, my aim is, I'll talk about my goals for July. My goal for July was to actually sign one deal by the end of the month.
Yeah.
So looking at the way I've sort of positioned this deal, I think that's going to happen like within the next 10 days. So then there's every chance I could do another one by the end of July. But my real goal for the next 12 months is I want to try and do one HMO every month. So if my figures are correct, and like I'm talking worst case scenario, I could be making £6,000 a month. Like that's really, really like conservative by the end of the next 12 months. So
And it's
really, it's just
definitely
a case
possible.
easy. I mean, I say one HMO a month is not difficult. You know, you're doing probably 10 viewings a month, so it's a 10% hit rate really. And if I could hit that, I'll be working for myself full time, spending a lot of time with my family, and I'll be literally working in a cap and trainers all day long. So I'm looking
Sounds
forward
like
to that.
a great place to be for me.
Yeah.
So, okay, cool. If I think what's interesting about that is you've just talked about the activity and being able to get like one deal a month is easy. Now, the thing is, it's easy when you've got the right guidance, right, and the right systems to do it. But what do you think it was that stopped you from doing that? Like, you believe that now and you're doing it and you're implementing it and you've got the leads and the pipeline, but you're obviously working on the business for a long time before that. What is it that's changed in you? That is it a confidence thing? Is it a direction? What is it that's changed?
I think it's having the tools, but also being given a direction. It's like when you put something into a sat nav, you don't really know how to get to London, but if you put it into the sat nav, somebody will tell you how to get there.
Follow the line, right?
Yeah, you're basically navigating us through the whole process.
Yeah.
So it's just put all the jigsaw pieces together. So I was trying to explain this to my wife earlier, and I said, look, it's a massive jigsaw puzzle. There's no point having 40 out of 50 pieces if the last 10 pieces are not placed correctly. So I think what you've done is you've literally given us the last 10 pieces and just told us where to put them. So I'm probably on piece 7 out of the last 10, and 3 more pieces, and the jigsaw's complete. But the good thing is you can just keep repeating the process every time you do a viewing or you've got a potential HMO deal or whatever it is. So really, it's just being given a direction as to, look, this is where you're going to go, but this is how you're going to get there. And in the past, I've spent like money with people, and it's just like, here's the money. Thank you very much. Now, this is the route you need to take. Good luck. And it's like, oh, okay, well, what's my first step? Because obviously the first step is always the hardest. Yeah. I think you've given us that first step, and you've just shown us every step along the way. And it is just hand-holding us through the whole process, and that's the best thing about it, really.
Oh, I'm super proud of you. So I'm very excited for you and what's coming, because obviously I know your business plan a lot more detailed than what most people watching this will be, but and I'm very excited about it because I think you've got the energy and the drive to totally nail it, which is exciting. And as your mentor, for me, you do what you're told to do, you implement what we ask you to implement, and actually that's showing you the results, and that is the main thing ultimately. So Jack, thank you very much, and I'm gonna just wrap up in a second, but just one last question, right? Yep. If you had to pick or had to say one thing to end the sentence, because of Cogito what would that sentence be for you? For me,
I like, this might sound a bit cheesy now and a bit like cliche, but literally the only thing I want to say is Cogito changed my life. Basically, and that's genuine. You know me, that's genuine. There's no point having information if you're not going to implement it. And one thing that Cogito has done for me is literally it's given me a direction and given me every piece that I need and shown me where to put all the pieces. So if anybody is obviously on the start of their journey, or even like look in the group that we've got together, there's people who are like 5, 6, 7 properties in, but they only really now starting to make sense of it all because they've been given an actual plan of action. And they're sort of seasoned professionals compared to where I've come from. So yeah, I would genuinely say joining Cogito has enabled me to take my life and just take it to a completely different direction. So that's my line, I suppose.
Thank you so much. I love that. I mean, when I started the company, what I wanted to do was help people to come on a journey.
You've made a difference. Yeah, you've made a difference.
My life changed completely when I discovered this world, and my mentor helped me to do that. And I wanted to help other people to feel the way that I felt when it all started to make sense. And the fact that that's how you have taken it is really, really exciting for me. So thank you for the feedback. I really appreciate it.
No problem
and thank you for being super honest about it today, and for taking the time to just hang out with me for 15 minutes and tell me what's going on with you. So amazing. I shall let you get back to your busy day because I know you're super busy. Massive love. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I'll catch you later.
Thank you. Bye.